Well, hello and welcome to the Association of PEMF Professionals Thursday Live. I'm Dr. Jerry Dreesen, and I am the Executive Director here at the Association of PEMF Professionals. And every Thursday, we do a live broadcast, and it is for our members of the association, but also for those of you that are looking to learn more about PEMF and what our international organization does. We are in 11 countries, we're in 16 countries, um, and we are looking forward to doing what we can to help those of you that are in the PEMF community to not only learn and grow as far as a practitioner using PEMF on small animals, large animals, humans, but best practices so that you learn how to do those things. And we do that through our educational series, which I'll talk about in a few minutes. But what I want to do is introduce what we're going to be talking about today. And let's just jump down here. There we go. So we're going to be talking about marketing for your PEMF practice. And this is our 101 series. So those of you that have been marketing and have your system built out, this is going to be a step at the very basics. So those of you that are wondering, if I have a business or I'm thinking about doing a business, how do I get started? How do I get seen? And those are the main steps. So what I did is I broke it down into the essentials. And these are, in my opinion, the 5 major things that you need. And I have turned it into an acronym, and it is called WEAPON. What is your weapon for marketing? And some of you already recognize the initials in here, and I mixed them up a little bit. But this is your weapon for marketing dominance for your business if you have these set up. So with our Marketing 101 basic plan, let's begin. Let's start with the W. And the W is website. If you're going to be out there marketing yourself, just remember a business card is basically what the website is. It's an electronic business card. It's a way for you to be known and seen from people that you can't approach personally with handing them your information. So when you are out and about, again, you have flyers, you have business cards, you have little handouts. This helps you even better when somebody says, how do I get a hold of you? You can say, go to my website, and there is contact information that is there. And hey, Kathy, hello, welcome to the show. So when you're out there building things, website's number one as far as getting that information out there. Now, the next thing we're going to be talking about, or the next 4 things we're going to be talking about, is what you can put on a website, and then also some other alternatives to a website to get started. Next, as far as on your weapon, is we have the E, which is for your email. And there are lots of ways to create emails. You can get, the Hotmail, you can get Atom, or there's AOL for some of you. And the way to run this is, if you have a website, then it'll be contact@yourwebsite.com, or it'll be your first name at yourwebsite.com. But a lot of places where you can get websites hosted allows you up to 5 emails. You can have info, you can have contact, you can have your first name. Those are some ways to do that. But also a hint for future is to also get a Gmail account, because you'll need that, as you'll see down here, to be able to get your Gmail, your Google business profile set up. So Gmail is really important for that too. And then also you can forward all of these emails to a single email. So as they're all coming in, it can just be forwarded so that you don't have to have all of these other emails set up and looking at them. So those are some really cool things you can do too. Um, Ashley. Hey, hello, Ashley. Yes. Hey, it's an honor to be able to help you guys out. So, and again, I'll just kind of step aside here. If there's other things that you want to learn about, make sure you email those to us too, so we can put these weekly lives together for you. It's based on your comments and your suggestions, so that does help us out. The next thing on our weapon is P, which is your phone. So a lot of us have our cell phones. Some of us have landlines, and we have a phone number that we're putting on our business cards, that we're putting on our websites, that we're putting on our pamphlets. You can get a phone number that's not your personal one, and you can have it forwarded to your personal. What's nice about that is if you have a group, if you have employees, you can have that phone number so that it gets sent to everybody at the same time, and whoever answers it first gets it. But it's a way of you not having your personal phone number out there for scammers to grab and call, because that's the other thing that bots do is when they go through like a website or your Facebook or your LinkedIn or your other social networks, if there's a phone number, it'll grab it. So now it's got your name, your business, and phone number, and then you start getting an email and you'll start getting spam. So it's a great way to prevent spam calls or things like that where your personal phone number is being used. So that's why I would recommend doing that. But it's okay just to use your regular phone number too. That's just something to think about. So that's the P of weapon, and then A is your address. And the question is it going to be your actual address, or are you a service area, a business service area, or a BSA? And some of us have what we call a brick and mortar. Like people come here, and this is where that's where you do business. That's where you exchange things. But some of you are out and about. You don't have a spot for people to come to. So you can create a Google business profile and have it just be a service area. But when you set it up, they're going to want to have an address to prove that you are a real person and that you are viable in what you do. But then once you get it set up, you don't have to have your address show. You can say, I'm a business service area, and this is the area that I want to serve. And then you can get it set up that way. So that's a way to work around it. Ashley dropped in a good tip here too, that once you start your business, that your phone line, your how you have it set up, that's all something that you can put on your taxes as well. So that's a good point too. Something to have. And even if you have a call tracking number, that and that's why something on as an aside, I guess, is your personal taxes and your business taxes. If you can separate those, it's going to be a lot easier for you. So if you can, create your business over here and your personal over here, down the road as you grow, you're going to be glad that you did that versus having everything all kind of balled up into one. The other thing on your location is, you can have it. People are talking about, can I get a post office box and have that be my location? You can have it be a PO box if you don't want to have it to be your home. As far as Google's concerned, they would still, I think, want to have a home address versus a PO box. It's hard to get verified when you're doing something like that. Those of you that have tried to do Google Business Profile, that's something that you just need to consider. So address is really important, and that's the one that you're going to show on your website too. You don't have to have an address on your website. Your website can just be who you are, what you do, and your contact information. So same thing as a business card. You don't have to have an address on there either. So that's an option, but it is something to consider. And that's the A of weapon. And now we're going to get into N, and that is your name. What's your brand name? What's your logo? What's your, you don't have to have those things to get started, but those are things to put on your calendar to think about. And if you've already got it, then if that's your business name, are you going to incorporate? Are you going to be a PLLC or a PLL or an LLC? All of those things, if you incorporate or not. And I didn't mean to get into the business side of it, but if you want to incorporate, a lot of people, it's like, should I incorporate? Should I be sole proprietor? Down the road, it doesn't really matter how you set it up. One of them is a little bit easier than the other, but the cost of becoming an LLC, it's pretty minimal. If it's done right and done well, then like I said, you can just grab all your receipts. It all goes over here. It's, and I've done that with two of my businesses. I'm an LLC with two businesses that I have, and it makes a big difference for us, because then we have three taxes that we file. We have our personal, business one, and business two. But it's really easy because you can separate everything. It's not all mixed up, which can be a problem down the road as far as filing taxes. So name, is it a business name? And then also come up with your hook. What's your quick phrase? And then as far as brand, like for me, on the chiropractic side, our hook is results you can feel. So, coming up with something like that for your business, again, as when you're going to networking groups, they're going to want your 30-second elevator pitch. So it's like, who you are, what you do, and how you help people, people that need your services. If you know somebody that's looking for blank, that's kind of how you squeeze all that together. And then your brand, if you've got a logo, then you're going to have certain colors. And so, anything that you hand out is going to be branded with those colors as well, as far as your website, all of that stuff. So it's really important as far as putting all that together. I know that there are some of you that have changed your name and your brand and your look and your logo, and that's fine. I mean, that's all part of growth. But the fact that you started with that, and that's the important thing. It's not, just you, PEMF. It's your brand, PEMF. That's going to take you one step above. So again, if you're just starting out, it's fine to not have any of this stuff, and you're knocking on doors and you're calling people and you're getting out there. But as you get out there, other people are going to say, who are you? What do you do? And if you can hand them something, if you got a website, what's cool about a website is you can turn that into a QR code, and you just hold it up there. People will scan it with their phone, and now they've got all your information. So again, it's an electronic business card. That's the main thing. Now, the next step on the weapon, and now that we've got that figured out, is there are a couple other things to look at doing. And we've got the Google Business Profile. That's the thing that you sign up for on Google that you create. If you've already got a business up and running, Google may have already created one for you, and then you just need to claim it or verify it. And you can there's three ways. One is after letting it sit there for about a year, you can go and claim it. If you are if you can go in to verify it, and they'll send you a postcard to the address and verify it. But now they also have this one called video verification, where you log in, which is why you need a Gmail account. You log in, and then through their system, you record a video of you being at your site. And it's you showing the address, showing a local street, and that's a very quick way to get verified. It's one of their newer things that they're doing. ABC is the Apple Business Connect. So that's where you can claim your business on the Google Business Profile for Apple. They have their own. And again, these are for Apple, it's for mobile searches. So if somebody's in the area and they're asking for something and they use their iPhone, this is the iPhone version of that. And both of these, what's great about them, if you don't have a website, these can be your websites. Your Google Business Profile can actually be your website if you don't have one, because you can put everything in there. You can put your well, you can't put your website because you don't have it, but all your contact information, name, address, phone number, that goes there. You can also use it as a blog, so you can put your categories, you can put posts, you can put images, all of those things that you would also put on a website. You can do on a Google Business Profile, and Apple is the same way. You can put all that stuff in there, and what that does is it helps verify you and your business. And then the other ones are a Facebook page and an Instagram. So you have your personal Facebook page, but you can also create for free. And Google Business and Apple Business Connect and Facebook, they're all free services. So you can, on Facebook, if you're on that, you can create a business page. Then on your business page is where you generate all this information too. And then you can post in your business page on Facebook, and then you can also link that up to an Instagram. So now you've got 4 things out there on the internet. 5th one would be a website. So there's 5 ways that you can grow your business online. And if you don't have a website, we've got a really cool deal coming up here in just a minute. I'll tell you for those of you that are members. But the last thing, there's 2 more things. 2 more things to talk about. And you've got your weapon, you've got your Google Business Profile, your Apple Business Connect, Facebook, Instagram. But what do you talk about and what do you do? Well, one of them is images. So an image is worth 1,000 words, and that's the main thing too. And I've got a couple of questions here. Oh, let me jump in here real quick. So, are you aware if we can still do these things if our business is not registered with our state? And that's a good question. It is how you are presenting yourself. And again, I'm not aware of any states that are prohibiting you from creating a business, but setting up as a business and then getting it set up that way, that would be tough, but you could definitely still do it under your name, I would assume. And the next one, right? So if you have a phone that you use for personal and for business, it's the same way with your house. You can designate a room to do your business out of, and it's state by state, is what I've heard too. Check with your accountant if you have one. If you can have a room in your house, then that square footage can be used to apply. Instead of having a business that you go to brick and mortar, you can write off a portion of that. And I know that varies from state to state. And then, having social media pages is what we're talking about here too. The purpose of the images that I wanted to talk about is you can load them up. And I was saying, it's worth 1,000 words. So, I mean, if you have 1,000-word essay, drop in a picture. It's kind of the same way. But when you upload it, change the name of the file. So when we take images, it'll have some sort of a long, like the day, the time that it was made, and then JPEG. If you change that file, change that name to what it is or your business name, and it could be XYZ PEMF company helping older person feel better. I mean, you could have something like that. So that way, when you upload it, it gets registered with those phrases in there, and that helps the search engines promote those images. And I don't know if you've ever done a search online, that you'll see down below, you'll see a string of images. Well, those have all been keyword coded so that Google knows to show them. So that's another way of being seen online, is through the photos that you put in your image system. And Facebook is the same way, Instagram is the same way. I've seen people's Facebook images and their Instagram posts show up just as the image only in a search. Then you click on it and you get taken to your Facebook page. You click on it, you get taken to your Instagram. So those are, again, some really good ways of doing that. And then the final one on that, of course, is your keywords. And keywords is just another name for words that people use to find you. A baker is going to have a different set of keywords that they want to rank for than a dentist. And there's the words that we think people are going to use, and then there's the words, the actual words that people use to try and find you. And that in of itself is a game, is to try and find what are the top 15, 20 keywords that people are using in the search engine to try and find you. And then what is the competition doing? How hard is it to rank for those keywords? And that is what SEO companies help you figure out. There's lots of books that are out there on the web. There's one, actually, there's two that I help write that are out there, where you can find out, what the top keywords are. And there's some really simple, inexpensive ways to do it. And there's companies that you can become a member of, and then get a constant flow of keywords. But if you were to do keywords, the things that you want to look at are, what are the products that you have? What are the products that you're selling? What are the services that you do? What are the services that you do with the products that you have? So some people not only do PEMF, but they do other products as well. So with that product, what are the services that are done with that product? Like if it's red light, PEMF, if you're doing like Vox or some of those other businesses too. And then what body parts are you working on? Or what body parts can you use for that? So is it shoulder? Are you recovering from shoulder surgery, or do you have thoracic outlet syndrome, or do you have a broken collarbone? Those are three things right there just on the shoulder. So you can see how wording your phrases based on an area can generate more words. And finding out if people are looking at how to heal a broken bone faster, or what's the best way to recover from a broken arm or a broken leg or hip surgery. So that's where you start using body parts, and that's the human side. So now we've got small animals and large animals. I mean, each of those animals have a specific name for a specific body part too, or a specific muscle or a specific symptom, where we have nicknames. You've got rider's cramp, you've got a broken wing, or like I said, thoracic outlet syndrome, or you've got different parts on the human side that we use as nicknames too. So there is forward head position, FHP. So people get sore neck from FHP, or they need some sort of a standing desk because their low back hurts. So you start figuring out body parts and symptoms and nicknames. Now you've got a whole slew of keywords that you can put on a website. You can do a Google post for, you can do a Facebook post for, you can do an Instagram for. Now you can start spreading out your social media based on these things right here. So if you were to ever look at 3 feet from gold, keywords is the foundation for all of these other things. I saved it last because it was the last thing I wanted to have in your brain. And as far as the last thing, as far as talking about how important keywords are. So the other thing too is the Association of PEMF Professionals. We have certification, and we have certification in PEMF, humans, small animals, and large animals. And those are other things that you can have in these other processes. So your website, your Facebook page, things like that, where you can talk about how you are certified through a national organization. And when you do that, you get to have this little bug up here where you have your, you can be a member, and that can be flashed on your business card on your website. People click on it, it'll take them to your spot on the website itself, on our national website, that shows that you are um, a person that's certified, and that's one more step in clout that helps people know that you are serious about what you're doing. But it's another way of growing your business too. So on our website, if you are in the business of PEMF, you need to be a member of the AOPP. We really strongly urge that you do that, because if you haven't, we have these certification programs. Now, some PEMF companies, they provide certification. Some of them are now moving over to us. They're allowing us to be the ones that do the education, which is amazing. We're so fortunate to be able to partner with a lot of these companies. There's two of them that are overseas that are using us as their education system. And it's really important that you get some sort of certification going when you are doing this, because it sets you apart from somebody that has a PEMF machine to somebody that wants a PEMF business. And having that certification, again, gets you into more doorways too. So if you're knocking on the doors trying to partner with a chiropractor, or with a dentist, or at a nutrition store, or something like that, when you have that and you have your national certification, that's one of the reasons to be a part of us, to use us, and to become a member. And another reason why to be a member, and we've got our national organization, you have the ability to be represented legally. We're are signing the petition. You've seen on previous broadcasts that I've done. You can go back and take a check on that for change.org. And we're growing more and more of that. We're trying to get to 1,500, and we've just passed 1,100, so that's really good. I've got another message I want to pop up here. So can you post research links on our page if they're from our association, from the PEMF? Yes, you are more than welcome to do that. If you find them online, be careful, because if it's available for free, that's good. Some research places that if you post it, that you have to pay them in order to post it. But if you paste our link that has the research and it takes people to our page, then that's fine. You can definitely do that. So that's a good question to ask. The last part about being a member is, some of you may not know this, but if you don't have a website, we have a AOPP certified custom website for your business. And if you are interested in starting out and having just a very simple website as a member, you are it's accessible. You just need to let us know, and it's a very nominal monthly charge to do that, but you get it at a really good deal. And you can find out more about that by jumping into the member side and looking at the custom website. We already have a handful of people that are using them. And again, it's a great way to be out there. And if you don't have time to put one together, if you want to save some money, then we suggest that you use one of our custom websites. And with that, I'm going to wind this down. We're at the 28-minute mark. That went pretty fast. And again, this was our live Thursday, and it was the 101 for marketing your practice. We talked about using and getting your weapon, and then ultimately getting into the other aspects of how you can 5x your business just by getting your Google Business Profile, Apple Business Connect. If you if you need more help on those, send us an email, and I've got a how-to system. It's the steps and how to do all of that. And again, keywords, so important. Everybody has in their area, you know, cities are another one that I'm sorry I didn't throw in there. But the cities, the areas that you go into and work, some of the barns that are in there, those types of things. So again, thank you very much for your time today. If you want to help us out, again, like and share this video. If you're seeing it on a recording, you can go and share it on your Facebook, on your Instagram, your LinkedIn, but you can go to those places that we have and you can like them. And again, also check out our blog. And real quick, let's see, what do we got? Are the current state laws and requirements? We should have, email Lauren if it's not there, but we should have a link to on our website for the states, what we currently have and know. But if you don't see your state information there, let us know and we can put it there. So thanks for that little question. And again, if you have other questions, you can email us at info@pemfprofessionals.com. If you're not a member and you're thinking about it, we definitely urge you to be a part of this organization as we continue to grow. And we can represent, the larger we are, the more we can represent you on legal matters too, where some of these vet associations are trying to prohibit anybody but a vet from using PEMF on animals, for example. So if we can get ahead of the game and have this giant groundswell of members to educate some of these people before they make dumb decisions on who can and who can't do PEMF, that's great too. So again, become a member. Go to info@pemfprofessionals.com. Drop us a line. Just say hi. And also our Facebook page that you're maybe watching live right now. I want to thank you again for your time. And I look forward to meeting you next week on our next Thursday live, where we're going to cover more topics and also kind of tell you what's happening in the future as far as getting us all together for another conference. So with that, I will end today. And thank you again so much for your time.